Hey, what's happening, gamers? How's everybody doing? Welcome back to another Road to Mario Kart World as we continue our journey toward, well, Mario Kart World, which comes out on June 5th. So this is Mario Kart Double Dash. Today is going to be both the Versus mode, where Amber and I will show you some of the fun Versus mini-games, which we didn't do on the N64, which we probably should have, but oh well. And also we'll be doing the, well, I'll be doing the 150 cc's, and Amber's going to be making dinner today, which will be Mexican food. I had homemade Chinese food, which you guys, I posted on Twitter last night. You can see what homemade non-oyster liquid and MSG, like egg fried rice, or pork fried rice, egg pork fried rice looks like. And I liked it a lot. And Chad even commented, he says, that girl knows how to make rice. So,
what? No, he did not.
Yeah, he says, that's the proper way of making rice.
What? No, he did not.
Looked healthy and stuff like that. And one of our other subscribers was like, he says, I recommend like having the rice a day old before, so it's crunchier. And it's like, I don't mind the soft rice.
It was a day old, but because I couldn't, like, I don't know why I made it more wet. I think it was because I was, it was because I was trying to cook the cabbage and the cabbage was really dry. So I put a tiny bit of, like, beef broth in there. And that's what made it. It actually tasted better with the beef broth, actually, a little bit. So then I added the soy sauce and the sesame oil and the beef broth and a little bit of honey and lemon. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's a huge compliment coming from, like, Chad, who probably has had fried rice, like, forever.
Julia said it looked good, too.
Oh, thank you, Julia.
Alrighty, so it's time to battle! Battle mode.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. I love it. It tastes so healthy to me, and it feels so good. Like, I feel like I'm eating something good for me because it has cabbage and, you know, vegetables, and I feel like it doesn't feel like I'm eating something completely, like, it has just the right amount of, like, nutrients in it, so I just feel, I don't want to keep talking about it. Thank you so much.
And thank you guys for watching the new news video that took all day to put together. It got 1,700 views, so it's, yeah, I mean, as long as those news videos continue to get 1,000 views, I mean, we earn something from it, and it helps the channel. Like, the channel's been, it looks like the channel's been doing okay today, ever since I've been sleeping. More or less, yeah. I mean, 1,800 views an hour is pretty good.
Hi everyone, sorry, I wasn't feeling good, and I had to take, like, a small bath, and, like, I just wasn't feeling good, so while Luke was waking up, he had to do the newsletter, and I'm sorry, guys. I did tell people on the last stream I wasn't feeling that good, so sorry we're running late. I feel a little bit better, though.
Good.
Well, Luke...
I think I have James Trigg stream something.
Yeah, Luke helped me a little bit and rub my back and stuff.
Okay.
I still have a lot of, like, I don't know why, but it's, yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to finish. I was gonna tell you my story, but I'll tell you later.
Okay. Alright, Amber, pick your character.
I ate pork fried rice and I love it. Awesome Blues Cat.
Yeah, Ams makes homemade pork fried
The
rice.
way I make it, it doesn't have oyster sauce in it.
There's no oyster sauce, there's no MSG, and there's hardly any soy sauce in it either.
Yeah, I don't put as much soy sauce in it, so, like, if people want to add more, they can.
Yeah. I don't like a lot of soy sauce, so Amber doesn't do that. For me, when she makes the batch, and then when she personally eats it, she adds soy sauce.
Yeah, you noticed that, didn't you?
Oh,
I
yeah.
shouldn't add any, really, but I do sometimes. Alright, I guess we'll go with...
You can go with whatever you want.
I guess we can go with... I guess we'll go with this. That looks...
Alright, so the stages are, you have Block City, you You have Pipe Plaza, and you have the Nintendo GameCube. We're gonna go on the GameCube first. We're gonna do all these. All these. GameCube first.
Oh, thank you, Game Wing. You're amazing. Says I'm not feeling good either, and you're amazing. You're amazing, Game Wing.
And tomorrow, guys, will be Mario Kart DS. The first time the Kwings have been able to look at a DS and 3DS game at some time. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh no, it's a battle.
Yes, we have to verse each other.
Wait a second.
Aha!
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Do a banana. What are you gonna do with banana?
Let's do it. Wait. Oh, good. Good. Okay, what's my backup?
Why would you banana?
Okay. Ah! Alright, I feel like there's no way I can hide from you here.
Nope, you can't hide. It's a giant GameCube.
Oh, wow. I feel like I should... I feel like I've been watching The Nanny a lot, and I was at church today, and I started doing some of the mannerisms of Fran.
Oh, no.
No, I didn't do the laugh, but I did... No, I didn't do the laugh, but she... No, but she's very confident the way she moves her hands, like, oh, don't worry about it and stuff.
No,
and I was just like, oh no, I'm watching the show too much. People will be like, you're not acting like yourself. It's like, I'm watching a TV show a lot.
Alright, so the first one goes to me.
Oh man. Okay.
Buddy.
Alright, whoops, I failed that one miserably.
This is Pipe Plaza.
At least I feel a tiny bit better, so that's good. Actually, I feel a lot better.
Yep, this is the last Mario Kart game my dad ever played with me.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. He thought it was interesting. He was like, wow, Mario Kart's come a long way. And he's like, well, I can't really play for very long because, you know, I get headaches from games. I like Mario Kart, so I'm going to just take the blow.
He should have 10 days of straight spinach juice and nothing else. That's what people say can get rid of migraine.
I thought as he was going to get older, he would migrate back to gaming, but he went, as my dad got into his golden years, the 60s or whatever, he started to carpenter again. Like when he was in his 20s, that's what his job was. He was a carpenter before he became a pastor. So my dad has been building stuff. He built a birdhouse. He's been building all kinds of weird stuff. I was like, I thought you were going to become a Walmart recruiter. He says, maybe when I'm 70. He says, I'm just kind of enjoying retirement.
My grandfather was a carpenter too, he built his house. So he must have done something.
My dad was a minister for 37 years. 37 years he was a minister.
It's a long time.
Yep. Yep. I just hope that he actually does something fun. You know, I think he should get back to building computers again. He really likes that. Although it's probably a lot harder to run a computer business outside your house now because the 90s didn't have that many requirements.
I mean that one person we took our computer to. I mean, you could actually just, honestly, I'm just putting it out there, like, no offense, but the last couple of times we've gone to Geek Squad, they haven't helped us at all. We had to go to a personal, like a small person, independent person to do our computer, to fix our computer.
Yeah.
So in reality, there's probably tons of people that, because Best Buy won't even fix a computer if it's over 6 years old, which most people are gonna have their computers more than 6 years.
Yeah.
So like, I think it would be a great prospect to like fix people's computers, because Best Buy doesn't fix all of them.
Well, he didn't fix people's computers more or less.
Oh,
he
built
built new ones.
Oh, there you go.
Because my dad, viruses were really nasty in the 90s, right? If you got a virus on your old computer in the 90s, your computer was toast. He didn't want to come out right and say it, so what he would do is he'd be like, well, I fixed your computer, but I had to replace the motherboard, got you a new case, I did this and that. This is what the final repair cost is going to come out to. Because it's like the computer was like fried. So he would do his best to like transfer over all their files again. So it looked like it was still their computer, but it would be in a new like shell and all this other stuff.
less money to fix it, or?
Well, I mean, the cost of parts wasn't too bad, so, like, the whole job was, like, 150.
Oh my god.
And he would go, there was, like, my dad used to love going to conventions, computer conventions, because you could get motherboards, and you could get, like, graphic chips and sound, like, cards, like, wicked cheap at those, like, computer conventions.
Yeah.
So that's what he would do. He would go there. It was like basically going to a giant computer warehouse at these conventions. They had computer parts all over the place. You could get stuff like for wholesale value instead of, you know, market value.
Yeah.
So that's how he ran his computer business for so long.
Yeah, I mean, if you had somebody who could make you a website, then people could contact. Well, actually, just a phone number, like. I mean, you could actually run the whole thing from your phone. Your dad likes talking on the phone. People could just people could just come to his house, drop off the computer, have it as his business address as his house, and work on it in a small section of his house.
He used to meet people at the park, or he would meet them at at his office at church. Something like that, because it was like a side job. It was just like the computer business like basically paid for car insurance, the groceries, and some other stuff, because the minister didn't make that much, so he needed to have a second job at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm probably gonna go back and do like door dashing or something. Because it's like I can't pay for like music books and other things that I would like, and pay off old college stuff and everything like that. Always tons of bills. And there's more bills every year. Like, they keep raising the price of car insurance, health insurance. I really hope they can lower some of these costs, like, for Americans, because, like, these costs just keep going up and up.
So
and eventually, something's got to give. Like, there's not enough money in the world to pay for all this stuff.
I did that audition for the crime novel thingy.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and I did it as a British voice.
Oh really?
Yeah, well, because I was told that if you speak with an English accent, people like the mystery of it or like the proper sounding, so you can get more work for that. So I guess we'll find out in a couple weeks if I got the narrator thing.
I feel like they should teach in American schools for us all to speak with a British accent. I'm not trying to be offensive, but I just don't think we speak well. I just think it would be better if we all spoke with a British accent.
At Sears Corporate, the person who got the answering phone job, like at that one place in Boston, he was a guy who actually was British.
I would pay to like move to England for like a couple years just so I could pick up the accent.
English voices.
Because, I mean, it would be ridiculous if I just trained myself in America to speak with a British accent. People would be like, what are you doing? Like, what's wrong with you?
You can pull it off.
I would love to do that, but then people...
the proper,
but I couldn't turn it off, so I would have to, like, continue it all the time. That's the problem. I wouldn't be able to turn it off. I wouldn't be able to turn it off,
I miss hearing your southern voice.
I would love...
You had a southern twang.
If I could train myself to speak in a British accent, I would. In fact, I think I did have a slight British accent at one point, because I used to love, what was the lady who could sing so well, and I loved her so much. Sound of Music, Mary Poppins. Oh my gosh.
Julie Andrews?
Yeah. She's my ideal. Her voice is perfect. It's elegant, it's perfect. She's perfectly perfect in every way, as she says in Mary Poppins. It's perfect.
It was not the block fort that people thought it was. When people were excited about the return of Block Fort or Block City, they were like, oh my gosh, it's going to be like that fun thing that was in Mario Kart 64, which was the amazing Block Fort. It's like, no, they didn't do that. Okay, so I'm the undisputed winner of the balloon battle. Let's we're gonna change and we're gonna do Shine.
Well, you guys heard it here first. If I end up training myself to talk with a British accent, you guys know, Luke gave me permission.
Gave Amber permission.
If I go to family events and people say, is your wife from England? It's like, no, but she has trained herself to speak as if she is from there. She just felt like it. Some people wear a pair of new shoes. some people try on a new accent.
Well, I mean, I'm being serious though. Like, most of these places, they really do look for someone that has like an international accent to answer the phones.
I've heard that so many times.
Yeah.
Because I worked as a receptionist myself, and you know, and I was told even then that, you know, that people who have a British accent, they get jobs here.
They especially get jobs like answering phones and like, you know, things like that, as well as the voice of. There used to be a lot of like proper English-speaking people before they had AI. They were the voice of like most corporations when you would call and be like, you know, you call them and be like, please tell us the department you're looking for. Press 1, press 2, press 3, and press 4. Your wait time is 30 minutes.
Yeah,
then they play the elevator music. Now they have like all AI. It's all AI. It's not real people anymore.
You know how you hear Italian or French or Japanese or Chinese or something? You hear the language and it sounds beautiful. Whenever I hear people speak from America, it doesn't sound beautiful, but when I hear people speak from England, it actually does sound beautiful, like the way they're speaking. It actually does sound beautiful to me.
Oi! Even this voice?
No.
Hello?
No, I don't like that one.
Why? What's wrong with this voice?
I don't think that's
you
high.
You like this proper English accent,
That's not the King's English.
It's not the King's English, but it is proper English. Yes, it is. It's
you're not pronouncing it.
I'm pronouncing everything fine. No. You're the one that's not listening proper.
No, that's not. I don't think that.
Hey, oi! This is a Conklin accent,
That's not the beautiful accent I was talking about.
It's wonderful. Hello, you're calling eBay Games. Please leave your name, number, and your address at the sound of the beep. For if we see do we have switch to in stock, eh?
That's Michael Caine's accent. He has a Conkling accent.
No, Michael Caine doesn't sound like that.
It's
Michael Caine is more slow and refined like this.
No, he doesn't have the King's English. He even said it in an interview.
No, he can fake the King's English though. He has a more proper way of speaking. It's a bit slower like this.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the same English as a lot of like really famous.
Right, because he comes from another
He comes
part.
from a different part. Yeah.
But he is a proper speaking voice. He does. It's just you have to listen carefully because no one, I'm serious, no one is going to hire you if you sound like this. Oi, hey, hey.
That's what my fair lady.
That? Michael Caine. Why do we fall, sir? So we can learn to pick ourselves up again. He's at home. He's like, oi, hey, I'm watching the telly. What's going on? It's Caine here. Hello. Yes, I'll be happy to be the butler, Alfred the butler. I love butlers. I've done butler jobs before. Oh, don't use this voice on set? Very well. You're taking away my creativity, eh? I don't appreciate it.
He did say in an interview that he felt it would be wrong of him to... He was asked to... now I'm trying to speak more proper as I'm talking. He was asked.
He was asked. He was asked a question. Yes, what was the question he was asked?
Well, he was... At one point, people said that he should, basically...
Hello, Master Bruce.
Learn, like, the King's English, because that's what all actors did, and they felt that the area he was from England wasn't proper enough.
Why wasn't it proper?
So then he actually he refused, and he kept his accent. He felt that it would be getting rid of part of where he was his culture.
Well, he should have adapted, eh? Yes. Quite right.
No, but then he wouldn't have the accent he has right now. Oh, okay. I thought that was very nice that he said that, because he said he didn't want to forget where he was from.
My favorite English accent is whatever dialect John Cleese has. That's my favorite. Because he slides all over like a trombone. Like he has like a high voice here, proper like yes, quite much.
I don't know what kind of accent he has.
And he gets low, it's like yes. That's my favorite.
I feel like he is speaking the most proper form of English, but he's doing it in a crass way.
You think this is crass, eh? How dare you? This is where I grew up on the streets of London. What are you talking crass? What's wrong with you, Yankee? What's wrong with you, eh? Oi! Yeah. Alright, die game.
Well, I'm gonna try to segue this into something else.
Alright,
I
so...
feel like I've canceled myself again.
Boy! Looks like,
it is cute though. I think the Conkling accent is super cute.
Yeah, but Alfred doesn't sound like he has a Conkling accent.
Well, it's different.
Why did we fall? Hello, Master Bruce. So
Yeah.
we can learn to pick ourselves up again.
It's different.
Fair you, sir.
It's different than what the majority of actors have.
I like Michael Caine's Alfred voice. My favorite.
He's very personable, Michael Caine.
I loved him as Alfred. My favorite Michael Caine role is his Alfred. Because the other Alfred we had like a very proper English speaking, like very TV, like thespian, like Alfred. The guy from the Michael Keaton movie. The guy from the Michael Keaton movie sounded like this is Alfred. Master Bruce. Selena Kyle, what should I tell her, sir? It was very, very proper upper lip, like, butler.
Yeah.
And Michael Caine came in, and he had this kind of way of speaking as Alfred.
He was more personal.
He had a bit more personality, and he felt more like a fun grandfather for Bruce. I also love how he said Bruce. Bruce. Yeah. He was more personal, yeah.
It gave him more character and personality.
And then you had the Alfred of the 1960s, who was way up here like this. Master, Grayson and Master Wayne, Commissioner Gordon's on the phone for you. Gordon, like that, Gordon, yeah.
Yeah, it's like if you learn to speak in a very proper way, it does all, like, everyone kind of sounds similar, but it does sound very pretty listening to it, I feel. I ran into the same thing when I was doing voice lessons and they would teach me to sing properly, and I would say, well, I just sound like everyone else now. And one of my teachers was like, Amber, you do not sound like everyone else. And I was like, well, I don't know, I guess that was but I did kind of felt like I was singing the same tone as everyone else in the same way, but it's not. There is variant, like you can, like, especially I'm sure if you lived in England, you could probably tell the difference between different types of English accents.
Yeah, probably. Yep.
But it's just not easy to hear for us because we have so many wide variety of accents.
You want to know the weirdest thing ever for me was you heard Alfred from the 60s Batman show talk a certain way, and then when he did interviews, he had hardly any accent. Like when he actually, his regular speaking voice when he was Alfred, like he was really hamming up Alfred because he was
in the 60s show.
Yeah. He was a Shakespearean actor.
So he just exaggerated his English accent a lot.
Well, he thought he was playing a cartoon character, so he tried a comical character. So all of them acted kind of goofy.
Yeah.
But he had a very proper way of speaking, like the guy who played Alfred in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
It was more, but it was more refined and kind of like very, very subtle. Like certain words he would pronounce in an interview, like "yes, quite wrong." You know, he would be very, very prim and proper, but not like his Alfred that was like very out there.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Like I was blown away hearing the guy who plays like I was watching that movie with the Beautician and the Beast with oh my gosh, the guy who was James Bond, but the scary James Bond.
The reason why people like Bond is because he has a very refined way of speaking.
No, I meant the other scary James Bond.
Timothy Dalton?
Yeah.
Timothy Dalton.
I heard him in an interview and I was like, wow.
I don't know.
He speaks in a very refined way in real life.
I don't know what type of English dialect Timothy Dalton does, but I can't mimic it.
He has he has a very cool accent.
I can do the Conklin. I can do the more Shakespearean British accent, which is more dramatic. And you enunciate words more, and you know, things like that. But that is not how Timothy Dalton speaks.
No.
And then you have this one up here. This would be the John Cleese impression. What? Yes, quite right.
I would be okay if your voice stuck like that forever.
I'm looking for the cereal, dear. Where is the milk? What? You drank it all. Why did you go and do that? What? I don't appreciate that. I needed milk with my cereal. How am I supposed to get my daily vitamins now? What? Take a vitamin gummy? No, perish the thought. No. So that's John Cleese.
He was perfect for those Grey Poupon commercials.
Then you find out all these years later that, of course, Sean Connery was Scottish, not British. And he had a Scotsman play Bond. Yeah, he has the best Bond voice ever. It's a wonderful voice, the way he speaks. There you are, dear. Put this on when you come out of the bath.
That's just a towel, James.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's all the clothes you're permitted to wear.
That is what his Bond was like. I was shocked. Like, I couldn't believe in one of the movies. It's like, well, I'm sure I haven't watched all of them, but it's, you know, one of them was, you know, he said, he picked out some shoes, and then she said, you don't have, like, a dress for me, and he's like, you don't have an outfit, and he's like, no, this is the outfit, or something like that, and I was just like,
There you are, darling.
wow.
This is what you're allowed to wear.
Wow.
Alright, I'm gonna go with Daisy, and this will be our last one, because this is the remainder of the versus mode. And then I can tackle the.
Alright, who should I be? Should I ask the chat what they want me to be? Or
Who do you guys want Amber to play as?
Requests? You guys want me? I haven't been Wario.
This is what was this called? Bomb Blast? This year is the 40th anniversary of Super Mario. Technically, yeah, it's Super Mario Brothers' 40th anniversary, but Mario, I believe Nintendo celebrates Mario's anniversary in 1983. So Mario's 40th anniversary, I think, already happened. It's Super Mario Brothers' 40th anniversary. Actually, did Mario have his 40th yet? How do they count it? Mario 40th. Super Mario 40th anniversary celebration is held October. Yeah, it already happened. So the Super Mario 40th anniversary was celebrated in 2023 when Super Mario Bros. Wonder released. And it's technically ongoing in September 13th, 2025. The 40th anniversary itself in the same time for Super Mario Bros. Omega and other games came out. The anniversary was confirmed on the same day of Super Mario Bros. Movie. So we've already technically had Japan's already celebrated it. Because, I mean, you have to remember, like, Mario released in Donkey Kong for the first time, as well as there was a Mario Brothers arcade game. Where Mario and Luigi, or Player 2, went after, like, all these weird turtles and octopuses in the... not octopuses. Turtles and... what was the enemies you fought? I don't remember. It was turtles and something else. Maybe it was squids. I don't remember. Oh no, you had bees. You had like giant insects chase you. So, that game came out before Super Mario Brothers on the Famicom. Mario Brothers arcade game. Yeah, there it is. So the Mario Brothers, whatever it was called, released July 14th, 1983. So that's the year I was born, 83. 83 was also the year of Donkey Kong, which is weird. I'm not a super Donkey Kong fan. Donkey Kong came out when I was born. But, you know, both Donkey Kong and Mario, they're around the same age. Even though he was called Jumpman, he actually was called Mario by July of 1983. So we've already celebrated the 40th anniversary of Mario, which happened in 1983 to 2023.
Oh, Luke's already playing as Luigi. But I could play as Waluigi, and I'll play as Waluigi game. I'll play as Wario. What about that? Wario. I think that would be a good compromise.
They were like crabs? Okay, thank you, Nintendo Lucas. Alright, so this is
Mario.
it's a bomb minigame.
Oh, a lot of people were saying Wario and Luigi says.
Wario.
And Waluigi says next.
Waluigi.
Baby Mario,
Oh.
Luigi, and Waluigi. Thank you guys for letting me know who you guys wanted to see.
Okay,
Oh, I forgot we were.
this
doing
one
this.
is about the throwing the bombs.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. The whole point is a boom. You have 3 stars. When the stars are gone, you're gone. Bye-bye. Oh, oh. You can stack bombs, too. So you can have up to 3 bombs, I think it is. Oh, you
When I
wasted
blow
the
myself
bomb.
up.
Wait, do the bombs explode or do you have to throw them? Where are you? Oh, there you are. Oh, oh. Oh, oh. Oh, oh. Oh, oh. That little Luigi, he's so fun. Oh, oh. You have to be some time a crazy maniac to throw the bombs. A bomb, a bomb, a bomb. Bomb. Woohoo!
Luigi is insane.
Oh, yeah. Whoa. And of course, your characters will automatically switch when you use all your stock. Ah! Oh no! I teach you! Oh ho ho! Oh yeah!
But American accents are cool too.
Yeah, American accents.
But
are
for
cool.
reading books, you get more jobs doing the English accent.
Yeah, you get. Well, yeah, you do. Well, I mean, there's a lot of American actors that do that. I've heard people do that. Like they do.
Maybe we should. Maybe Americans should read more books on tape with their American accent. Like people should read books on tape with all of our different accents. Then people will get used to it.
The only voice that works well for like a novel. Like,
I'm picturing a Boston accent reading the book.
He parked the car, and then he went for a walk where he spoke with the person, and then they were discussing the murder. Yeah, no, that wouldn't be good. Hey, you! What happened?
You know,
hey, I parked the car.
Speaking of accents, oh my gosh. Today, there was a guy in the bank. I had to go put $20 in the bank so I can pay that fee. So basically, like, there was this guy at the register, not the register, but at the counter, and everyone was waiting for him, and he had this hat. It said Marines, and he looked pretty tough, and literally, like, we were sitting there waiting for a minute, and the bank was, you know, they were busy, and then, like, I can't even do his accent, but he sounded like Sly. He sounded like
Sylvester
Stallone, and it was his real accent. Yeah, maybe not as much Sylvester Stallone as Sylvester Stallone is, but he sounded like that.
Meet the guy.
He definitely sounded New York or Italian. And he had a very thick accent, and he turned around and he said, "I'm taking all the money." Like, I don't. He goes, like, guess there won't be nothing left for you.
Okay, you're doing the deposit, you're taking withdrawal. What's that?
And the person in front of me, the guy in front of me, and me, we just laughed out loud. So he made everyone laugh.
Why mute you? Taking money?
He made everyone laugh so much, and even the teller ladies were giggling. They were laughing and smiling at him. My gosh, he made like everyone smile in that entire bank.
Everybody was making fun of me, and I just went along with it.
No.
Hey, you have a funny way of speaking. You want my money or not? Okay.
No, it's because he was so confident. He sounded sort of New Yorker accent, but mixed
You
with Sly.
do realize that Sly is from Philadelphia, right?
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
well, that's probably why he sounded like that. It was supposed to be a Philadelphia accent.
It could be.
I don't know. Sounded Italian-American.
You imagine you get, you're like,
And he
instead of a prim, proper English voice doing a narration role, you've got Sly. He walked outside with the door. It was raining. It was one of those days where a murder had occurred, and he had to do the detective stuff. Hey, I can't read this word, so I'm gonna wing it, okay? A dame came out of nowhere. And she asked to hire her services and stuff. Because we gotta go do the murder mystery.
So I don't know accents very well at all.
Chapter
I thought
2.
I thought he was from New York. He's from Philadelphia.
I'm pretty sure he's from Philly, yeah. New Yorkers have a different way of talking than over in when you go.
Yeah, that's
you go
exactly
to
how he sounded like.
A little bit.
Whoa, that's what he sounded like. What you just did.
Boston is up in the nose.
No,
Boston's
that's not
on
what
the
he
car.
sounded like.
Park the car.
Yeah.
When you're in New York, it's a more natural way of speaking. And when you're talking, you've got like deeper tones to your voice. Not slide tone, not down here. No. It's more natural sounding. And water, faucet, that kind of stuff. There's certain words that when you're in New York, you can listen to their dialect, and they have a confident way of speaking when they talk. There's confidence behind it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if there's any confidence besides you just can't even understand what we say. You need subtitles. It is what it is. You understand? I know. This is the funniest thing in the world. Listen, the funniest thing in the world would be Sly reading the phone book. 555-2971. This is Mr. Richie lives here.
Thank you for the super chat, Miss Deanna.
I miss you.
Miss Deanna says there are 14 different accents and dialects in the United States. Wow. I saw it on the show How States Got Their Shapes on an episode Mouthing Off.
Oh, wow.
14? Oh my gosh, that's a lot.
I can't do that. Maybe 4.
I can't. I wonder if I could name every accent that there is.
I know that there are heavy accents in Texas, New York, Louisiana, Minnesota. Minnesota talks like this. There's a lot of Minnesotans that sound like Canadian.
They sound Swedish a little bit.
Sound a little Swedish, a little Canadian, eh?
Yeah.
Don't you know Bobby? From Bobby's World. Dun, 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 dun. That Howie Mandel guy came from Minnesota, so his mom.
You can try.
Mom had a thick Minnesota accent.
Miss Deanna says you can try it if you want to. Okay, I'm gonna guess Louisiana is one accent.
Oh yeah.
New York City has their own accent.
New York City has its own accent.
If not
Upstate,
3 of them.
New York City.
In just one city.
New York City has like 3 accents. There's Brooklyn, there's the Bronx, and there's Queens. And then you have like outside of New York, everybody has like kind of like almost like an Italian sound to their voice. Upstate New York,
yeah.
people speak a little bit faster than they do in the city. Philadelphia has a very thick dialect, but the rest of Pennsylvania almost sounds like a mixture of the South and like the Midwest.
It's like a mix.
It's like a mix. Midwest has a very strong accent.
Yeah, a Midwest
Especially
accent
Chicago.
is a strong one. And Chicago accent is an accent. New Jersey has their own accent, if not a couple.
Jersey has, dialect. They do.
And then, of course, you have the Boston accent.
Yeah, the Boston accent.
And then you have Texans. I don't know. I can only probably name like
California.
6.
The West Coast has a way of speaking.
And I think that we've had accents die out in...
Yeah, you don't hear people talking like this much anymore. And yet so many animes have this style of speaking for their English people.
We've had 2 accents die out, Surfer and Valley Girl.
Oh my gosh,
like,
I totally forgot about this
Our
one.
dead accents, I feel like nobody speaks like that.
I keep them alive in our playthroughs because they're just so
They're
trash.
extinct. Just like we people are worried about the animals going extinct. What about the accents that are extinct?
Oh my gosh,
We've
people extinct.
Valley Girl. We'll
wrong with
never
you?
see another Valley Girl again.
Yeah, I don't hear a lot of people from the coast with the Valley Girl or the surfer voice anymore. It was like an 80s and 90s thing.
Yeah.
I thought it wasn't a real thing, and then we actually had a not a foreign exchange.
Oh wow.
It felt like a total culture clash, though. We had a girl move from California to upstate New York when I was in what grade?
Oh,
was
so
it?
you thought it was a made-up thing. Like people didn't actually talk like that.
Everybody thought that the Valley Girl was just made for
and then
movies.
she was literally talking like a parody of herself.
Yeah,
basically.
and we kind of made her cry a little bit because we were making fun of her because we were like, come
But
on,
that's what
just
she actually...
drop the voice. This is super annoying. There's
But
no
that's
way.
literally the way she talks.
Yeah, it wasn't as exaggerated, but she did talk like that. And the class made her cry.
I do remember even in school, like, people would talk a little bit like,
Because
oh my gosh,
she
like,
said,
I really want this.
She said we had funny accents because we were all from New York. We were looking at her, what are you talking about? It's like, this is how people speak around here.
Oh man,
You're the funny one.
I wish she would have been in the bank. Then you could have told me what this guy's accent was because it was very thick.
If it was very thick,
it was probably New York.
No, it's not New York.
Okay.
New York has a certain way of speaking. You've lived with me long enough to know how New Yorkers talk.
Alright, but
Or grandpa definitely. And Uncle Dennis. Uncle Dennis has like a Bronx accent.
Yeah.
Heavy Bronx is Uncle Dennis. And my grandfather, he's spoken kind of like a Brooklyn dialect, a little bit. It's like a Irish Brooklyn like style.
No, I was just, when you said that he needs subtitles, I think it's funny because, you know, I am a little bit Scottish, obviously, like a quarter Scottish, and I find it funny how whenever they do documentaries of Scotland, the people usually are speaking English, but they always put subtitles under people that have a Scottish accent. It's funny because, like, people even write in the comments, like, why are you putting subtitles? They're speaking English. And then people respond, are they? Because it is hard to hear.
The Irish accent?
No, the Scottish accent, like Scrooge McDuck.
Oh, because all the arrs,
yeah, people can't understand what they're saying.
Because they're and the arrs so much you can't understand what they're saying.
Yeah, exactly. So it's impossible to hear what it's like they're speaking English, but you cannot understand them at all.
Yeah, but Scottish accent's really fun. Have you noticed that the Irish, they speak with a very high-pitched voice a little bit? When they really get into it, there's like a nasally voice to it. I have so many relatives that sound like this. They sound like Lucky Charms mascot. It's funny.
Alright, I'm doing the Waluigi and Luigi.
Oh, top of the morning to you. How you doing today? And there's a YouTuber, he's got millions of subscribers. He has a very high-pitched Irish accent. And he's not phoning it in either. That's how that part of Ireland that he comes from, that's how they are. They're really up here when they speak. It's all up in the nose. It almost sounds like your nose is stuffed when you do an Irish accent. It is. It's
Look,
up in your
I don't know.
It's called like pitch placement. So when you're doing the Irish voice, you need to think that your voice is coming from like right below your nose and like right before your forehead. So it's like right there.
You thought your thumbnail was savage. Look at these people writing poor Doug Bowser.
If you broke, don't buy it. Just buy a Switch 1. Yeah, I know. But look at the big use of bold. When you add text to stuff, it tends to get more of a reaction. But I'm not.
But this is kind of mean to Doug Bowser because like it's mean.
Well, I had Bowser on the thumbnail, and then I put actual
you
cartoon
were trying
Bowser.
to be more respectful of him because you might meet him someday. Who knows?
No, I don't think so.
You never know. We almost met Miyamoto and Iwata.
Miyamoto and Iwata and Reggie and Bill were all like getting mobbed because of it was the Mega Man announcement, I think, at E3 for Mega Man in Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
So he had all that stuff happen, and we actually we were gonna get not a sit down with Iwata. I forget what it was. We were gonna have like some type of thing with Iwata, and Bill told us they had to reschedule. But we talked to Bill. We're like, I'm sorry, but we have to go to.
Yeah, we didn't
have another interview at E3. We had to. Game Station flew us down there, so we had to go to the Game Station office. So, like, the next day that Bill was rescheduling us to have, like, to play, because we were going to get to play with Miyamoto and Iwata. It was, like, some type of motion control game. I don't know what it was. But the thing was, people at E3 would get to challenge Miyamoto and Iwata. Like, it's some type of, like, motion gimmicky thing. But we had already been at E3 for 2 days. Nintendo had its press conference, or Nintendo Direct or whatever, and they were being like surrounded by people on the show floor.
Yeah, I do remember that.
So we had an obligation that we could not get out of, and we had to go to Game Station the next day. And by the time we got back to E3, Iwata and Miyamoto had already flown back to Japan. So they were only there for that day. They were there for a meet and greet after the Nintendo Direct aired, which it was Mega Man. Mega Man's reveal in Wii U and Smash Brothers. And they had like, I don't remember the game that they were doing that year, besides like, you know, hyping up Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I was really upset because we didn't do anything at Game Station anyway.
No, Game Station
we just sat
had
there
us there
waiting forever, and then they never did anything.
We filled out contracts, and they had me do the
and then they robbed us later.
Well, but they had me do the whatchamacallit, and they wouldn't bring you on, but they put me in makeup.
Yeah, that
and
was
they
messed
had
up.
they had me
it was
do
a
the
co-op
podcast,
thing.
and they're like, we want you to be teamed up with Brooke. And it's like, well, I'd rather do this with my wife. I have more chemistry. I don't really work with Brooke very much outside of the Game Station podcast. And they're like, we just think you guys will work really well together, so we're going to put you two together, and we need you to do a recap of E3. And what happened was I ended up just, like, talking over her because her points were stupid. And it was like, I just kind of wanted to get back to my wife, because I didn't like being separated. I was there with you. We were going to go see the sights of California, and then we were going to go back to our hotel, and we we're going to fly back after the Activision party that night. So, you know, it was horrible because, I mean, the makeup lady was really mean. They're like, how long you been married? It's like, I've been married the entire time we've been on YouTube. And she's like, I thought you guys were newlyweds. You're so cute together. And it's like, well...
I don't understand why I should have been there then.
Exactly. Like, why didn't... It was so wrong of them to treat you like a second-class citizen, and you didn't really get to do anything. Like, it was just... It was irritating.
I'm
really
sorry.
was. No, it's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but... You know.
Well, maybe someday we'll own a huge network, and then we won't treat people like garbage if we fly them out to California.
And then do you remember when they came to Boston for PAX, they sat down and they did an interview with both of us, but then they never aired it. And then that one lady, that other Let's Player's wife, like, she forced herself into the interview, and they aired their interview in place of ours. And it's like, we were way bigger than them, too. Like, we were averaging about, like, 1 million views a video.
Yeah, and no offense, but I wasn't
Yeah. She was very loud and obnoxious, and, you know.
I really don't understand people's problem with me. I don't really understand.
Because I thought your interview was fine. I mean, we were holding hands because we were both... They had us in the studio and they were asking us all these questions. Very intrusive questions, too, for, like, a YouTuber, like, you know, get to know the YouTuber segment or whatever it was. They were asking us a lot of weird stuff.
Maybe I was too shy or something.
No, the interview came out fine. You spoke clear, you had confidence, you had all this other stuff. And we watched the other couple do their interview, and they weren't holding hands. They were very... they weren't really a cute people to watch, like, with their interview. And yet theirs got aired and ours never did. And they kept telling us, oh, we'll air yours later because it's so cute. We'll do it on Valentine's Day or something. They did somebody else. They did Husky Starcraft and his girlfriend for Valentine's Day. And our interview never aired. I was like, well, that's weird. No, it's just weird because they had us come down there. We did that. We filmed that. And we filmed the other thing and they never aired either.
I don't understand. I don't know why they did.
It's okay. I just like the thing. Okay, well, that's good. I love the giant. Are there other racers here, or is it just us? Was there any other people behind you? Or no?
I don't know, honey. I was just focusing on what you were saying. I couldn't focus on the race at all because you were bringing up terrible memories.
Oh, okay. I think it's just us against each other.
After we're done with this, I have to make a whole bunch of food.
I know. Is there any particular course you want to do, like for your final thing? There's Luigi Circuit, Peach Beach, Baby Park, Dry Dye Desert, Mushroom Bridge, Mario Circuit.
Do you want to call them right now and ask them why they didn't?
No, those people are long gone. Sherbert Land, Mushroom City, Yoshi Circuit, DK Mountain.
I wish you would have told me that they weren't airing it. I mean, maybe I could have called them or something. I didn't.
We did talk about it years ago.
Okay, I don't
I
know.
ranted about it quite a bit when it happened. I was yelling at them on the phone. Like, New York yelling at them.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I went ballistic. Because it's like they wasted our time and money. We could have been doing this and that. I went off on them. Like, when you tick off a New Yorker, I went off on them. I had the girl crying on the other side of the phone.
Well, why didn't they then air it?
Exactly. I said, you know, cut the tears. Why didn't you air this? Don't give me that bull. It's like, what happened? We came down here. You paid us for a thing. All this other stuff. You know, and I was just getting really into it. She's just like, I'm so sorry. It's not my department. It's like, then transfer me to the department. I want to talk to somebody. I don't want to talk to some receptionist that doesn't know anything.
Yeah, I mean, you would think if she was really upset, she would transfer you.
Exactly. So she was just like, she was just basically the apology person. Then
She was
eventually she was like,
basically-
I gotta go.
It was just her lying.
Exactly. But I wasn't putting up with any of their crap. So you want to do a special thing? You want to do the Star Cup, the flower? Like, what do you?
I guess I'll just sit here the whole time and do this with you since you seem...
No, I'm fine. Let's do. You like dinosaurs, right? So we'll do. This will be your last one.
Honey, you don't seem fine. You're talking about horrible memories. This is stressing me out. I feel like we need to go to therapy now.
I'm gonna do the dinosaur, and then I'm gonna tackle 150 cc's. You don't want to be around me when it's 150 cc's.
Yeah, because I was a receptionist. If people were really angry, then I would have to transfer them because then the person was... They obviously didn't take you seriously because if they would have transferred you right away. I mean, I'm not saying they didn't take you seriously, but I'm saying they obviously they didn't care about us at all.
Yeah, it was, I mean, it wasn't really a receptionist. It was I think it was our first YouTube partner manager was a girl, and then they gave us that other guy who, like, said he would do a lot with us, and he did, kind of. Like, he walked around with us at the Warner Brothers booth a couple years later. But he was the only one at Game Station who would deal with us. I can't even remember his name. I know he drank a lot. That's all I remember about him, and he was, like, half vegan, half meteor. That's the one thing I'll always remember about that guy is his car was, like, really dirty, and he said that he was a vegan.
Honey, I think that was his friend.
No, that wasn't his friend. That was him. That was him. And he would eat vegetables at one part during the day, and then he would eat meat another part, and he called himself a vegan.
Well, I thought he was really nice.
Oh, he was very nice. I'm just saying that's what I'll always remember about him.
I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know what you want me to say talking about this.
I don't know.
I don't know what you want me to say. I don't...
I'm just saying I remember it like that. That's all. It just sticks out in my head. I'm like, wow. How can someone be a vegan during the day and then a meat eater at
that
night?
was his friend who came by. That was his friend who said that.
Okay.
His friend came by who said, "Hey guys," and he goes, I'm vegan until noon every day, and then after that I eat meat." It's like, who doesn't? Most people have cereal. I guess we're all vegan until noon then.
I guess so, yeah. That would make sense.
It's like everyone who eats cereal for breakfast is a vegan until... Wait, actually no. Because vegans don't drink milk, so forget it.
Cool.
No, honey, they were all liars. I don't know what you want me to talk about horrible people on this video.
I already moved on, Amber. You're the one who goes back. Like,
I'm
going
not
back.
think I try to say as many. I don't even know what you want me to respond.
Very cute.
Luke, why don't I make a list of people that beat you up in high school, and then I'll read it while we're trying to play a game to people that don't even know about this situation. While we're trying to entertain people, I'll just randomly I'll just randomly find some random horrible things that happened to us.
Alright, I'm tackling 150cc solo now. 148. Okay, so this is hard mode. Alright, people, so 150cc's not going to be able to complete this, but I'm going to show you how brutal this is. Xenoblade will be at 7 o'clock, so let's finish on a high note. I don't even know where we are hourly. Okay, we are starting to slip hourly. Alright, so it's time to do the YouTube Shorts. So I'm going to give you guys the Shorts playlist. You know how the drill works. It looks like the video got 2,000 views. That's not bad. It took 3 days to get 3,000 views.
Yeah, I mean, honey, the past is in the past. Like, it's... You know, I try not to think about people that are completely demonic and evil. I don't... Of course that guy didn't help us at all, but... I mean, I try not to... I mean, me talking about it and continuing to dwell on it means he wins. That's why I don't talk about people that were jerks, because then they win. If I talk about them continually, they win.
So we're gonna go with Toad and Little Luigi. We're gonna use this card. So supposedly this is the fastest card in the game. So let's see if it helps with 150 cc's. I don't think so. Yeah, I've never won any medals on this. Look, guys and gals, this is our old save file memory card. There's no medals for 150 cc's. None.
Well, I will say though, like that partner manager, you know, that they had us with, he did stick his neck out for us a couple times. And,
No, I liked him. I just
and
can't...
after that, he was fired because he stuck his neck out for us. So I don't have anything negative to say about him.
I don't have anything negative to say about him.
You said it.
I can't remember his name, and he was our manager over at Machinima too. Like, he was the guy who got us in Machinima. But they didn't let him be our partner manager because we had history, so we had to have the someone else as our partner. I wish I could remember his name. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah, I don't know why everyone hated us for. I don't know. I don't know why people just randomly hated me. It hurt my feelings.
Maybe it was like an East Coast against West Coast thing.
But I'm not even from the East Coast. I acted just like them.
I know. You lived in,
And I was the one they hated. They had you on the interviews and they wouldn't have me. And the same with a lot of our viewers over club. All the mean comments are all about me. Why is your wife so dumb? Why does she have to be on these videos? Why are you playing with her? Why can't you do this video by yourself? That's all the videos for 12 years. I don't know why people treat me like that.
Because the internet is misogynistic and they're mean to women. Even really like very pretty girls and girls that aren't pretty and all this other stuff. Like, the internet is just nasty. They always are. It has nothing to do with your personality. It just has to do with the fact that you're a girl and they're just nasty. I hate to say that, but it is true. There are a lot of people on the internet who are very mean to our content for no reason whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, you're spot on. You're correct. There's no reason for it. What are called
I
trolls?
mean, if I had to place a guess why they about the girl and they're not me, it's like maybe because I probably acted more feminine.
Probably. I don't even remember how that girl acted.
You can see it in her vlog. She doesn't act feminine at all. She would talk about extremely crass things and burp like on the videos and everything.
All I know is
I
that
watched some of their vlogs. It was disturbing because she didn't even act like a girl.
we were forced to do a video together on my channel and her channel. It was a scripted video, and it took her...
I meant the other guy's wife.
Oh,
acted like that.
Oh.
I don't know about that other girl. I meant that other guy's wife acted like a boy.
Oh, right. Okay, I know who you're talking about. I was gonna say, I had, like, the one girl the game station forced us to work with. Like, she was kind of nice, but it took her a long time to do that Aladdin video. Because I was on a time schedule, and I was getting kind of bored.
It's fine. I was very jealous of her because I thought, you know, she had a huge following and everyone was falling head over heels about her and stuff. So it was very disturbing to me that they would be flirting with her. Especially because it felt like she was flirting with you, so it was very hard for me.
If she was, I wouldn't have. I was very happy. I always saw YouTube as a job, and I wasn't going to move down there and live in a YouTube house because I knew that would be a bad idea.
It appeared as though she was flirting with you because, you know, like, your whole channel was about you showing me, like, games that you liked when you were younger and stuff. And she played all those games when she was younger, so she already had a one-up on me. So she was basically taking over, like, in her mind. It looked like she was trying to push me away or something.
You have to remember, though, that guys really like when they get to... Because girls are so smart and stuff like that. It's really nice for guys to be able to teach their girls something. And the fact that you weren't really big into games and I knew so much about it, I had something in the relationship that I could, you know, kind of like be an expert in and like, you know, show you the ropes and stuff. I got a lot of like joy out of that because it's like I get to teach you all this stuff that you missed out on. It was a lot of fun. Like the most of the early Let's Plays, like the first several years, is me mostly talking about like, you know, how it was in the 90s and what gaming culture was like and what this game was like and how this game related to this game. I loved teaching you that kind of stuff. I've already gone over pretty much all my material over the years because everything that I know about games, I've told you, like time and time again, to the point where sometimes you remind me, you're like, you've already talked about this before, and it's like, oh, I have? Oh, okay. So, you know,
I mean,
it's really good for a husband or a fiance to be able to feel like they can teach their woman something, because then, you know, because for the most part, the woman has a very big role, like in the family unit. Like they're the nurturers, they're the kind ones, they're the ones who, you know, have lots to say and lots to show you how to, especially if guys can't cook well or clean or whatever. It's all kinds of stuff that women bring to the team. And guys are just kind of, you know, just, when a guy is actually able to communicate something and as well as teach their spouse something, it's a great feeling because it's like, oh wow, and when they're act like they're interested in it, it's like you feel really good. Guys like to be complimented by their wives. They like to feel like, you know, they're wanted and needed and stuff like that. They don't say it out loud, of course, but it's a great feeling when guys get compliments because it doesn't happen very much. Because guys work all the time. It's true though. Like you've seen grown men break down on the internet when someone's really nice to them that's of the opposite sex, because they don't really get that a lot, except like during what's known as a honeymoon period. The reason why guys are all over the girl during the honeymoon period is because the girl is completely enamored with her husband. And as time goes on, you know, sometimes I'm very thankful that spark has never left our marriage, ladies and gentlemen. Amber and I are just as, like, I guess you would say, clingy as we were when we first got married. We're very, very close. To the point where people mistake us for siblings when we're in the hospital or something. It's really weird.
Yeah,
they're
actually,
like, you can't be that close as a married couple.
Actually, it's funny. I was talking to my friend from church before. We were talking about. She said, "Oh yeah, how old is your husband compared to you?" Because I talk about you a lot. And she's like, "Oh yeah." She goes, "Well, She said, "Oh, you're 1 year away from your husband." She's like, "Well, I'm 3 years away from my brother." And I'm thinking like, well, he's not my brother.
It's because we have the same color hair.
I'm just thinking like, so you're relating how old I am compared to my husband. You're comparing it to how old you are compared to your brother. Mm-hmm. That's basically what people think. They think we're brother and sister because we're so like close. So it's like
we finish each other's sentences a lot. We know what the other person is thinking. But a lot of that, I mean, most couples, as we've talked about this before, they don't see each other as much as we do because of the type of job that we've had for almost 20 years. Like, you and I see each other like at least 16, 15 hours a day, you know? Amber gets up in the middle of the night sometimes when I'm working. She comes down and she gets a hug or something, goes back to sleep. But like most couples, they see each other a total of 2 hours a day, like after they get married, because they're both working. They have separate jobs. They work like on the opposite ends of a city or a town sometimes. It's very rare for couples to work together because sometimes couples fight. And the thing that was a novelty for us that people always asked us at conventions, we actually had developers interview us and they're like, wait, you guys are a husband and wife duo that work together on YouTube all the time and you go to conventions together? That wasn't, because usually when other YouTube couples went to conventions, like one would stay at the hotel and the other would come to the convention because they wouldn't be like into the same stuff or they wouldn't be working with their spouse. There was a girl content creator who, her husband would always stay at the thing, and she was a cosplayer. He didn't like her cosplaying, but he supported her in her career, but he didn't support her in showing up to the events that she was cosplaying. He hated it. He didn't like his wife parading around like that, so his way of protest was he would drive her there and he would financially support it, but he would never come to the convention and walk around with her.
Yeah.
And then you had another girl who her husband was a big gamer, And she would stay at the hotel and knit because she didn't like video games. She didn't want to be there. So she would come there and hang out at the hotel with him because the hotels were fancy, but she would never walk the show floor, ever. In fact, we only met her when we happened to stay at the same hotel as him, and we had dinner with them. But she never went to the show floor, ever. And we were always trying to encourage her, like, you know, you could actually go and hang out with your husband. It's a lot of fun. There's all this stuff to look at, you know, it's the atmosphere, there's free games you can play. And she was just like, no, I'd rather stay in the hotel and knit. And it's like, okay, you know, I mean, you do you, but, you know, I think you guys would get a lot closer if you'd actually hang out together. You know, and I might have overstepped my bounds a little bit. You know, I did it, like, very jokingly. We were trying to... And then they got divorced a couple years later.
Whoops. Maybe you shouldn't have done anything.
You know, so...
Or you think that they got divorced because they didn't spend enough time?
I mean, it looked like the relationship was a little different, you know?
But everyone's is different.
I know. I'm just saying, though, to me it was kind of like, huh. But I think that maybe if they would have gotten to know each other's interests, like she really liked doing musical stuff and he really liked games, they would have compromised a little bit. Who knows what it's, you know? Just an observation. Not a relationship expert, far from it.
Well, I mean...
I'm actually doing surprisingly well at 150cc. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, well, we were working together, so somebody had to hold the huge camera while somebody else was talking on the boat. We had a lot of equipment, so I mean, there was really no... I think having no choice, I think having, like Luke has always said, and like you've always said that, you know, you always thought marriage was like two people working in a field together, coming in and having dinner. I think that's what our marriage is like. It's like we work together and eat together. Everything is together.
Well, because, you know, from a religious point of view, the Bible says that a husband and wife will become one flesh. They become one entity. And in a way, that's correct, because, like, the more time that you spend with your spouse and all this other stuff, the more things you feel like you are kind of like one person, like you're one unit. Like it's more than just a partnership. It's like a connection in a way.
Yeah.
So, you know, I agree with the Bible in that respect with some of that stuff, because our personal relationship, we are kind of like that. We're very close. And we talk a lot, we hang out a lot. We have different interests, believe me. Amber likes completely different things. Like, video games is work, but she doesn't always sit down to watch anime because she doesn't really like anime. I don't like reading books. Amber likes to read books, and she likes listening to books on tape. I prefer to watch anime and play games or write or something, but when Amber's headphones work on her phone's been busted for a while. She'd come down with her earbuds when I was playing a game or grinding in an RPG for work or watching an anime. She'd be able to come down and be on her phone with her headphones. But after the headphone jack broke on her phone and she won't replace it, she's been hanging out like in rooms, you know, listening to that stuff. And that's fine. It doesn't bother me. But I'm just saying it used to be like that. When we've got our nice apartment in Boston, you want a gold truck? Yeah, 150cc. Awesome.
Yeah, maybe if I had not been as shy, maybe they would have. Maybe I would have been able to strong arm them into including me more in that network. But in a way, I mean, if I wasn't part of the business, you really would have ended up with one of those hussies at that network, so it's probably pretty good that I was with you.
No, I don't think so. Like, I was, as long as I was happy at home, because you have to remember, at that point, you were kind of behind the scenes, but also, like, you were on the Let's Play channel. So, I mean, you were becoming very more prominent, like, in the public eye.
That's why I wanted to do some stuff on my K-Wave channel, but I don't know if I want to do gaming. I would want to do other things.
Yeah.
Things that I would be interested in. Since I'm on the internet all the time, there are a lot of interesting, like, stories on the internet. I think I would rather do wholesome things than doing, like, you know, like there's a wide variety of things that people do. You know, there's even people that do like murder mysteries with makeup, and you know, there's people that do ASMR, and I just think there's a lot of like.
Zelda, you're looking kind of weird there. Don't be like that. Don't be like that near those cords.
I think it would just be interesting to do like almost like fun fact stories, like, oh, here's an interesting thing, a new species of shark is discovered, or like something that's actually just something that anyone would find interesting. Like you said, I could probably, because I can't get into my account.
It's been that way for 5 years.
It's been that way since 2000.
Yeah. It's like I can't really access my YouTube channel. Exactly.
Oh wow.
So what I do is when I make a video, I just load it onto my phone.
Yeah, we have to get that fixed.
Can't get it. It's all messed up. That's why, like, before there was a way for me to, and I still have the key code or whatever to live stream on that channel, but whenever I try to live stream on it, it says this channel is no longer eligible for live stream. So I mean, whenever that stupid like CW thing happened, where I got that copyright strike, maybe I got 2 copyright strikes, I don't know. But whenever that happened for my opinion, I've lost revenue for us because I can't work over there.
What happens, like, say if somebody gets 3 copyright strikes theoretically, would all of your videos be deleted, or they'd all stay up, but you could never make money on the channel again?
We've already had that happen to us, though. The channel gets erased. So when YouTube had to go through their system, and they gave the Let's Play channel 3 strikes, and that's how they were able to terminate our channel. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's what happened to us? Oh wow.
Yeah, they flagged it for malicious intent because that dude was like using our channel to scam people. So
that technically happened to us.
Right, we got 3 copyright strikes and then they terminated the channel.
If somebody would give you like theoretically 3 on Nightwing, was there any way you could like they could remove them and see that you didn't really do anything wrong?
If a person flags a YouTube channel and fakes to be a company to try to copyright strike somebody, YouTube will take legal action against them.
But the first one you got for the video you did about Gotham Knight's show, I feel like it was wrong because you didn't use any copyrighted footage.
Correct, it was just still images, yes.
So it was just, I feel like that was a wrong.
Well, I already know who flagged it. It was a person with they, them pronouns. Like it was written, I had a nasty letter written by the CW. And like they called the video hate speech.
But they can't, it wasn't though, you never even made fun of anything.
Oh, of course, I worked with YouTube and I got my channel back, but like there was a bug that happened because of, it was 2 copyright
so they
strikes.
did remove it? Or they removed the 2 copyright strikes?
Yeah, you get your copyright strikes removed over time. It's like, you know how you get a ticket, a speeding ticket?
Oh,
it's on your record for a while.
Now?
Yeah, they're removed.
But you still can't stream.
No, there was damage done to the channel because it received 2 copyright strikes at the same time.
Oh, so it was an error.
Yeah, it's an error.
So I thought that they were saying we just hate you right now. We're never.
No, it had to do with they were changing the UIs back then. Because remember, they implemented a new live streaming setup. So the copyright strikes happened during the original UI and during the transition.
So YouTube, you are supposed to be able to stream.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be able to, but it doesn't work. Because when we were copyright strike, we were still using the old live streaming mechanics on it, the original UI, and so the channel was paused when that UI was still in use, and then when they implemented the new one, there was a bug that happened because of, being whatever, copyright strike.
Well, you need a partner manager on that other channel.
I will never get a partner manager on that channel. In order to get a YouTube partner manager, you have to be getting about 500,000 views a month. That channel, I'm sorry, but the O1 channel is dead. The O1 channel gets about 1,000 views a day. It makes about $100 a month. That's it.
Well, I'll be keep praying that it gets better.
I mean, I've tried to work over there. It's very depressing. I've tried to.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I mean, I've made peace with it. You know, it is what it is. But the reason why I work over here so much and I started doing scripted content is because...
But you never said anything bad about any of the actors in the show. You just said stuff about the characters.
I made fun of the characters. Yeah, I got attacked for my opinion on fictional characters. Yeah, because the person like was even ranting about it on a Twitter years ago. They said that the way that I talk about fictional characters is violent because that's how I would treat real people, and they had like a whole hate mob from that and all this nonsense. These people are delusional, honey. I mean, there's nothing I can do.
It's a character.
Right, it's a character. Like, most people are going to be very cynical and mean-spirited toward a fictional character because they're fictional!
Okay.
Just saying. So, but it's just like, that's the goofy world.
I mean, a lot of people talk about fictional characters in a mean way. Like, people say, like Meg on Family Guy.
But basically what happened, when I was targeted by activists, that's when I was going to get all that attention, though. But because, like, I got my channel back faster or whatever, all those, like, clickbait, grifter news people, they didn't run the story because...
Oh, because you didn't have your...
Right, because I got my channel back. So they're like, well, I mean, you know, the channel's back. And I even had a guy, he's like, listen, he says... I got this big story where this woke person like punched a dude at a convention. He says, I was going to run your story, but it looks like your channel's up and running again. So, I mean, I wish you the best of luck, but you're yesterday's news. So, I mean, he says, no offense, but that's what happened. He's like, okay, well, so.
Honey, it's okay. You can... I don't...
I'm just telling you, that's how these people operate, though. That's why they're grifters, is because, you know, they don't really care about the impact that it has with somebody else. They care if that story is going to run well on their channel and it's going to get a reaction. So it's not about helping people that are in desperate need of help. It's not what that type of community does. It's more like, how can this help my channel? That's why I don't like those people.
There's no such thing as fun in 150cc's.
Actually, I'm doing pretty good. I thought that I was going to get smoked in 150cc's, but this might be doable. I might want to do another Double Dash stream tomorrow. I mean, we still haven't hit 1,000 views yet, but I'm interested in it because I'm really bad at Mario Kart. I'm not making this up. I'm not good at Mario Kart, and I'm doing okay. I'm getting I'm in 150cc's here, and I'm doing okay. I've lost a couple races, but I mean, this to me is pretty good, you know? I'm tied for first. Whereas when I played 150cc's in Super Mario Kart, I got washed. Bad. Real bad. I couldn't even get out of 7th place. When I attempted 150cc's in Mario 64 live with you guys, I only got to like 6th or 7th place. 6th place. It was a fight for 5th and 6th. I'm getting first here.
You know what I just thought about I could do if I go to church early in the morning tomorrow?
Yeah?
I could go there. It's in a really nice neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
I could park my car and I could go and I could walk down that street for a little bit and then walk back. And I could get, because I can never seem to get up early. I can never, when I get up really early and I try to go to that park to go walking, it's way too dark for me to walk.
Well, I mean, it's going to be dark earlier. It's a dude.
It's scary for me.
Well, of course, because you're a pretty girl and you're alone in the dark. It's not really.
I don't know why on all these movies and shows you always see like women jogging
Because
late
those
at night
movies
at
and
11:30 at night.
those movies and shows took place in the 90s that you're watching. It was a much safer time. Even in the early 2000s, after 9/11, it wasn't safe for a woman to be out, like, running at 2 in the morning anywhere.
It's hard because it's like I work all night. So
Yeah, I know. I understand that. I do. It's just, society has changed, but it's very dangerous. Lots of people were more respectful and stuff, and it wasn't as dangerous for girls like 30 years ago. And it was a safer society. It was a nicer society.
Also, I feel like more people were outside a long time ago. So if you were jogging or walking or whatever, and you were on the street, like, there would be more people out there playing
Yep.
ball and stuff, so you
Yep.
wouldn't be alone.
Yep.
And you're not the only one out there in case something happens.
Exactly. Most people are
Now
indoors now
everyone's
because it's
watching
just
TV.
exactly. I mean, people are a little bit too invested in the TV because wow, that was a double attack.
There's all these videos online on YouTube talking about this is how people acted before there was the internet, before there was Instagram, all this stuff, and they show people just saying waving and
Well, the thing
saying
is,
hi to people.
with 9/11 changed everything. It changed people's perception of things. It made people more fearful. It just did a lot of stuff. You know, not all of it was really good for society. There was some good aspects because it showed that even New York, which was known as a very grumpy place, you know, people from all over the state came to help out New York City. Even people out of state came out. It showed that America as a country could be united even in the darkest of times. Like, and we did pull together, and everything worked out really well for a while. And then New York went back to being New York.
Yeah.
New York. You know, but in the 90s, like people would be. I remember there was this girl when I was growing up. She lived in my town, and she would always run with her running gear, which was her spandex thing, and we lived in the middle of nowhere. You know, it was a town of 90 people,
Right.
and she would run alongside the highway.
Right.
You know, in the evening every day.
Yeah,
She had the
dangerous.
same She had the same pattern, the same place she ran.
Oh yeah, that's probably dangerous.
And she
too.
was a teenager, and you know, she looked really nice for a teenager. So nowadays, a girl like that would be picked up in a van.
Yeah, that's what I was told. Even when I went to my culinary class, one of the girls there said that her friend was almost picked up in a van.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, she had to pull her friend away from the van. The person in the van grabbed her friend while she was walking with her. She literally had to pull her back out of the van.
Right, but that was like one of the safest towns in America. Like, there was a population of like 90 people, and they just, you know, she did the same routine every day. Nothing ever happened to her. And she eventually moved away. She got married, had kids, whatever. Probably wherever she moved, that was her routine. It's like her exercise routine is she ran the same route every day. She'd get a coffee.
Yeah, I think people should run different.
Well, yeah, I would encourage that. If you're going to go out and run
if
now.
somebody's like taking notes
Mhm.
on where you're gonna go, like, oh, okay, now they're gonna go through this forested area, and this is a perfect place to grab them. Like,
Exactly, but you have to remember that this mindset didn't exist in the 90s, really. Sure, there were predators, but, I mean, it was very rare.
now it's all over the place.
Well, a lot of that is the news's fault because they report on every bad thing that happens. When I was a kid, there were actually news stories in a 15 to 30-minute news broadcast where there would be, like, neighborhood interest stories where they talk about a little old lady who knits or who breeds cats or a couple who, like, goes to a soup kitchen.
That's what I think I would want to do if I could do an internet thing. If I could do videos, that's what I would want to do.
Positive news?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
maybe once in a while I would do like a small tragedy that happened, but I would say we feel bad for it.
The problem is, like, in our society is, like, we are so engrossed in bad news.
I think I would like to do I would like to do a segment called Amber gets her news, or I get my news from the internet or something. What's new on the internet or something.
Yeah.
Not just memes and people making weird faces. I mean, like, actual things happening, you know. Like, things that you can discover that are going on. Because they're making scientific research things all the time that you can learn about on the internet. There's people taking trips, you know, to, you know, Antarctica and talking about it on the internet. There's people that are building their own boathouse and showing what it's like to live on a boathouse. There's a lot of interesting things going on the internet that are positive.
Yep.
It's not all negative, but people only focus on the negative stuff.
I hear you. So, guys and gals, I've decided that because I did pretty decent at Mario Kart 150 cc's, I want to do an entire episode dedicated to that. So tomorrow will not be the Nintendo DS Mario Kart. That will be Monday now. We got one more day of Double Dash. So Double Dash will be tomorrow, provided this gets 1,000 views. We're at 960 views right now. And I was actually pretty surprised. I did okay in Double Dash today. Had a lot of fun with Amber, so we'll do more battling tomorrow. And I'm going to finish off the 150 cc's, and then we'll say adios to Mario Kart Double Dash, unless I unlock Mirror World or whatever.
Oh, Mirror World.
I think there's Mirror Cups.
And
yeah.
thank you again for the super chats, Miss Deanna and anyone else.
I think it was just Miss.
Really appreciate that, Miss Deanna.
Yep.
And sorry I didn't get to all the comments, and I'm glad you were able to like convince your girlfriend not to go traveling alone. I know she probably was annoyed, but I think you tried to. I think you were looking out for her,
Yeah,
because it can be
it's
scary.
a smart idea. Like there are people who come to this country who, you know, abduct and hurt women, and you know it's wrong. It's not cool. And before, you know, this kind of stuff was not in the back of people's minds. Of course it would happen. There were abductions that happened in the 70s and 80s. Like there's horror stories about it. But the difference is, in the 90s, we didn't have bad news 24 hours a day. Like, everybody thought that society was mostly good, mostly carefree. You know, living the American dream, doing whatever. We weren't aware of, like, you know, horrible things that happened. I'll give you an example. There was a serial killer that broke out in Albany, New York, and there was a warning that flashed on people's TV, but there was no documentary on the guy. Nobody knew, like, the crimes that he did. There was a little marquee that came up when people were watching Seinfeld, that, you know, there was a prisoner that broke out, and, you know, this is his license plate, and anybody has information to call in. They didn't interrupt the news. They didn't interrupt your TV show to have, like, this massive expose on this guy who was, you know, a serial killer or whatever. He was out there, and then the next day there was a marquee that flashed that so-and-so was rearrested and is back in custody. But there was no interruption of your life as much.
It was just like a warning, like in case some random person's tapping on your window. Like,
Exactly. Yeah. And like I said, I've even, like, for some, once in a while, like when Amber and I go to a convention or we're on vacation or whatever, which is very rare, but when we're away from the house and all we have is the TV, I do watch the news a little bit, local news, and I noticed that even local news doesn't really do, like, positive stories. They're all focusing on negative things. Because what happens is when you watch something that's negative, it gets more attention, it gets more ratings. It makes more money for that company. The news is not there to be your friend, it's actually your public enemy. It's there to reinforce a stereotype that everything around you is bad so that you feel bad. But in the 90s, we didn't have that. We had shows that were very positive, we had shows that were funny. Hollywood didn't take itself seriously. We had parody films all over the place. The news was very quick to the point. It wasn't 24 hours a day, except if you bought cable. And most people didn't watch CNN or C-SPAN or, you know, Fox News 24 hours a day back then. You could if you wanted to, but it was boring. You know, there were really fun things that you could do on TV. Nowadays, and even like after 9/11, it's just so much news 24/7 to the point where I think it's unhealthy and actually kind of mentally ill. Because what it does is it makes people very volatile against each other. People can't agree to disagree. They can't work together. It's this side versus this side. People have all this animosity towards each other all the time. And, you know, that's exactly what happened with gaming, is you had these people that were very toxic, came into the gaming space, and they ruined it essentially for 5 years. And now we're kind of going back to how it was. But, you know, that bad energy, that bad juju, I guess it's from like some cartoon, I don't remember what it's from, but the bad juju came in and made things worse. So, you know, it would be nice if there was a way to kind of like implement things that happened from when we were kids in the 90s and the 80s and have that kind of positive feedback like back into culture again. Because I think it's important that people have, like, you know, nice news stories about like somebody that does good in your community, or, you know, a janitor who's been great at his job and everybody in the school loves him. Those type of things may not get a lot of ratings, but it's good for your heart. It's good for your soul to see that kind of stuff.
I think it would give people more hope if they knew that there were positive things happening.
As well as they knew there were actually good people in their neighborhood.
I think it would give people hope, and it would help people to trust each other and not be afraid of everyone. Like, there's so much anxiety, and people are very, like, you know, like, there's a lot of people who think, you know, like, well, there's one person who's really you know, prejudiced against people. So I feel like everyone might be prejudiced against me because of certain things, you know.
Because of the person they're showing on TV.
Yeah, and then it's like, but it's like not, I think people need to realize not everyone is prejudiced against other people because of how, you know, their ethnicity or how they look or whatever. It's like, that's not how everyone is. Everyone's not like that. And like not everyone is like, you know, trying to hurt people all the time. Like, there's a lot of people that are genuinely trying to live their life well and to be friendly and trying to be kind and try even going above and beyond and trying to help people. So yeah.
If we had more of that, you know, but like I said, it's just like on YouTube right now, like the really things that causes like an emotional reaction of like anger or whatever, that's the stuff that gets watched. Like the positive stuff just gets kind of like tossed in the dustbin, which is where we kind of are. But yeah, we hope you guys had fun with Mario Kart Double Dash. Mario will be back tomorrow. You're at 990. We're trying to vamp to get it up to 1,000, but it's probably not going to happen.
Oh, okay, I didn't realize.
Xenoblade will be tonight, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think there is an Ultimate Selects tonight on Gundam. I think. I don't quote me on that because I don't remember. I have to check my messages to see if I approve that. If not, maybe I will do a DS game tonight, like for fun, as a mystery game. I don't know. I have to test the equipment before Monday because I mean I did test it, but I haven't tested it during a live stream. I have to make a whole new 3DS template because this is a different it's a different screen layout than the one that we were accustomed to. The one we were kind of could space it out and make it look all fancy. This is all just one big brick. It's all like smushed together, and I can't separate them. So I'm gonna have to make a whole new template, which I'm looking forward to because I like art. I'm not the great at art, but I like it. It lets me be very creative. It's a creative outlet for me. So, but yeah, thank you again, Miss Deanna, for the only super chat on the stream. And you guys are awesome. So Xenoblade's gonna start up. I'm gonna have some. I don't know what I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat something, and then I'll be here for Xenoblade.
Yeah, you could have fried rice or you could have cereal, and then I'll be making tacos.
Okay. Alright guys, thanks so much. You're the best audience ever. And Xenoblade's going to start up in a few minutes, okay? Make sure you guys watch the YouTube Shorts if you haven't already. The playlist is around. And Xenoblade's going to kick off, okay? So more Mario Kart Double Dash tomorrow. It's not over yet. But it is ending soon. So, but more Double Dash tomorrow. See you in a bit.